Hey guys, welcome to your bar class today. So I'm going to be using a prop for some part of this class. I've got a chair to hand. You could have a wall, a unit, a table, anything like that. I'm going to start you on the floor to begin. So when you're ready, standing away from your prop, feet hip distance apart, body is nice and relaxed here. We take a super sweet breathing in all the way up towards the ceiling. And now dive the arms forwards, chin to the chest as you roll the body all the way down and enjoy a standing forward fold here for a moment. So opening up through the backs of the legs, releasing any tension through the top half of the body. And now we're going to slowly walk our hands forwards, finding a downward dog variation. So let the heels fall heavy and extend through the spine here. Let's invite the left knee to come to the left wrist for a little pigeon. You pop your right knee onto the floor, slide that right leg back. Hands are close to the left knee, pressing the chest forwards as you let those hips gently sink down towards the ground. A gorgeous way to open up through the glutes, the big muscles that we use quite a lot in this class today. And then we'll slowly, be careful, come onto your left bottom cheek, roll and open that right hip. The right knee comes up to the ceiling. Right hands on the inside of the right leg as the left arm sweeps over in line with the left ear, pressing that chest through. Feel that rib cage really opening up here. Gently windmill those arms back towards the left knee. Coming over onto all fours, slide that left knee back. And then with your right leg, start to do some big hip circles here. We have a lot of poses in turnout in bar, so it's nice to make sure your hips are lovely and loose and ready for all of that mobility. Popping both knees down, tucking the toes under, and finding that downward facing dog again whenever you feel comfortable. Let's do the other side. So right knee comes towards right wrist. We pop the left knee down, slide the left leg back. Hands are close towards the right knee. Chest is pressing forwards. Try not to dump all of your weight in the hips. Try and keep the body nice and lifted here. And then slowly coming onto the right bottom cheek, rolling the left knee open. Left hand on the inside of the left leg. Right arm reaches in line with that right ear. A lovely big opening through the right side body. Gently come all the way back over onto all fours. Slide that right knee back. And then start to circle through the left leg. When you're ready, big circles through the hip. Maybe going both ways round, whatever feels right for you here today. And then tucking those toes under, lifting the knees, finding our variation of downward facing dog. Let's take as many steps as you need to. Walk the feet all the way in towards the hands. Enjoy that standing forward fold, maybe inviting the ribs a little closer towards the thighs. And now keep the chin on the chest and roll yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale, sweep those arms up towards the ceiling. And as you float the hands down, you're going to make your way to your prop. So I've got both hands on the prop. And we're actually going to come into fourth position. Don't worry if you don't understand the feet placement. I will talk you through it all. So my left foot is in front. The toe is turned out to the side. And the right foot is behind. Kind of like the heel of your left foot is running into the center of the right foot. Both feet are turned out onto a diagonal. From here, we're going to take a little rise, okay? So I'm going to lift both heels up and down. So both heels up and down. So we're just starting to work into the legs. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. Spine is lovely and long. And we're lifting and lowering both heels. So we're coming onto the balls of the feet, lifting both heels, pulling up through those thighs, but keeping those feet turned out the whole time. So we're going to lift and hold. So we find that rise, keeping both heels off the floor. We take a bend into both legs and then sweep back up to the rise. So we're going to plie and lift, but in our rise, okay? Knees are always tracking out in line with the toes. So you're kind of making a diamond shape with those legs. Now, keeping those heels as lifted as you can. Try not to arch too high. You kind of want to drop the heels a little bit closer to the floor from full. And we're always keeping that lovely Lengthen spine, shoulders are away from the ears, and the shoulders stay over the hips. We come down for 2. Come down and hold on 1. Can you stay there? Tiny little pulse, down and up. We go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Pop the feet down. You're going to invite the right foot to come in. So the big toe joint is touching the left heel now. So we're in 5th, okay? We come into rise and lower. Rise and lower. So we're back into our rises, but we're now in 5th position. So the left heel comes down and touches the right big toe joint. Feet are still turned out because your hips are turned out. We've done all that lovely hip mobility at the beginning. We go for 3. Try not to lean too heavy onto the prop. Up and hold here. Okay, from here, tiny little pulses. Down, up, down, up. So I'm only going halfway with the heels, working into those calves here. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come all the way down, 1. Come back into that rise, but as you rise up, you're going to lift the right foot up the left calf, turning that knee out, and then lower down. So I come up and down. So I'm still relevating onto the left foot, but the right leg is coming up, the toes touching the calf as that knee turns out to the sides. We're going to do this twice more for 2, and then up and hold on 1. Pop the left heel down. You're going to turn your body now. So the left hand is on the prop. The right arm's going to reach up to 5th. And now my right foot is touching the outside of my right calf. Are we good? We bring the knee and elbow together and reset. Knee and elbow, reset. So we're working into an oblique crunch here, knee and elbow together, pulling up through the left thigh. We go for 4, for 3, stay lifted, for 2, one more time. Bringing those feet together into first. Heels together, toes turned out. That right arm sweeps open to seconds. Let's come into plie and reset. Plie and reset. So now we're in first position. Heels are together. Toes are turned out. The knees go in line with the toes. Keep the shoulder soft. The knee slightly bent. Spine is lovely and long. We go for 4. Heels are staying grounded. For 3. Nice and simple here. 2. One more time. For 1. Step it out to second position. Both feet turned out. We plie and lift. Plie and lift. So we did a bit of a tricky first part, hard for the brain, lots of feet placement. So we're going really nice and simple here for the second part. Just a first and a second. Okay, for 4, lift up and out. For 3, draw the belly in. For 2, one more time. Now you come back into first. Draw that right leg back in. This time come into your rise. Lift those heels up. We come into our plie. We go down and lift. Down. So we're still doing our plie in first position. Don't drop that arm. It stays out into second. But both heels are staying lifted now. For 4. For 3. Pull through those inner thighs. For 2. One more time. Heels come down, step out to seconds. You guessed it, come into your rise. We plie, down and lift, down and lift. Great strength work for the legs and also for that right arm. Yes, we go for 4, for 3, for 2, last one. For 1, come down onto those heels. You're going to bring the left leg in. But you're also, if you can, if it's a chair, you're going to move that chair to the other side. Maybe you can move the chair, or maybe you need to turn around if you're holding onto a wall or a unit or something similar, okay? Let's come back to face our prop. This time the right leg's in front, the left leg's behind. We're going to do it on the other side, okay? In our 4th position, so the right foot's turned out, the left foot's turned out, the right heel is running kind of towards the middle of the left foot. Both hands on the prop, soften the shoulders. We rise and lower, rise and lower. Here we go. So we're working into the ankles, into the calves, your balance, pulling up through those thighs, squeezing the bottom, and drawing the belly towards the spine. For 6, for 5. So great work for the whole of the lower body. For 3, for 2. Now we come up on number 1 and hold. Stay here. We're going to plie and lift. Plie and lift. Now please remember that little diamond shape. So the knees are turning out towards the sides. Trying to stay in that rise if it's available for you here today. For 4, legs might start to shake. For 3, zip up tall. For 2, come down and hold tiny little pulses. Here we go. Down, up, down, up. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lift up, pop the heels down. We bring our left leg in. So the right heel is now on the big toe joint of the left foot. Couldn't get my words out then. And now we're going to rise and lower. Rise and lower. So remember, you're not leaning onto your prop too much here. So just gently touching those fingers onto the chair or to the unit, whatever you're lifting. We've got 4, soften the shoulders. 3, zip up tall. We've got 2, and then we've got those little half pulses. Down, up, down, up. So don't let the heels touch the ground. Zip up tall. Feel the calf starting to kick in now. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down. We come back into our releve, our rise on the right leg. The left leg comes up to the calf, turns out to the side. So I'm rising onto the right heel. The left foot is touching the back of the calf, knees turning out to the side. Zip up really tall. We've got 4. We've got 3, doing so well. We're nearly there. 2, coming up and hold. 1. You pop the right heel down. We're going to turn our bodies. So the right hand is on the prop. The left arm zips up towards the ceiling. And the left knee is turned out to the sides. We do left knee to left elbow. So crunch and reset. Crunch and reset. Work into the tummy. Stay lifted up and out of the right leg. Try not to collapse into the chair. Stay with me for 4. Big smiles. For 3. Last 2. 2. One more time. And bring that left leg all the way down. We come to heels together. Left arm comes out to the side. We plie and stand. Here we go. So close now. Heels together. Toes turned out, bend and lift. Remember to squeeze your bottom every time you come to the top. Keep this arm lovely and framed. We've got 3. Keep it nice and simple now. 2. One more time. Step that left leg out to second. We plie. So we come down and up. So as low as you can with the tailbone. Try not to stick the bottom backwards. Knees going in line with the toes. We've got 4. We've got 3. A little bit deeper. For 2, don't drop that left arm. For 1, the left leg comes back into first. We find our rise. And now we plie and lift. Plie and lift. So the heels are staying off the floor. Keep that left arm framed out to the sides. Pull up through the thighs for 3. For 2. You know what's coming. The last bit. Heels down. Left leg out to seconds. Lift into rise. We plie and lift. We plie and lift. Our finishing sequence now. We're so close to the very end. We've got 4. Last push. 3. A little lower. 2. One more time. 1. Pop the feet down. Bring your right leg back. Turn now to face the length of your mat. Feet hip distance. Inhale. Sweep those arms all the way up. Dive the arms forwards. Chin to the chest. Roll your body all the way down. Enjoy that standing forward fold. Find a moment of stillness here. Big slow breath in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Gently walk those hands forwards. Find a downward dog variation. Heels heavy. Pressing the chest through, lengthen through that spine. And then slowly, slowly bring yourself down onto your knees, uncurl the toes, find a child's pose here. Let the arms reach forwards, bring the forehead to the ground. Big slow breath into the back of the body, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Peeling that body forwards, bringing the left knee to the left elbow, once again to the left wrist. Slide that right leg back. We're back in that pigeon pose where we began. Keep the chest lifted, eye lines looking forwards. Let those hips press down towards the ground. A lovely stretch through that left glute, through the left leg. Those legs that we've just been really working on here today. Slowly ground through the hands, take the left leg back, bring the right knee forwards towards the right wrist, slide that left leg back, so really sliding that left leg away from you, lifting the chest up, pressing both hips forwards here, trying not to collapse into the lower back, keep the core active so your back is supported. And then grounding down through those hands, bringing that knee back, tucking the toes under, lifting those knees, finding a downward facing dog. Walk the hands all the way in towards the feet, bend those knees, keeping the chin on the chest, and slowly roll yourself all the way up. Inhale, sweep those arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale as you bring the arms down. I really hope you enjoyed that little bar sequence there. For members, please remember there is a whole pre-recorded section of bar videos for you to enjoy whenever you have the time. I'll see you on the mat again really soon.